We featured this technology at the launch of the trial in May 2022. The technology is a sludge conditioner that can be integrated with existing thickening and dewatering equipment. Here's my ISLE colleague Tom Jacks talking with Matt Gibson from Orege and Richard Glossop from Yorkshire Water to hear their perspectives now that their trial is complete.
Matthew, can you introduce us briefly?
Yeah, Orege have a patented SLG, or solid liquid gas technology, and the effect is to create an emulsion which enables improved thickening of sludge, in this instance municipal sewage sludge. This improvement, it's achieved in several stages: the injection of air into the sludge, and then a sequence of compression and depression, then the injection of stabilizing polymer, and this allows for the free and chemically and mechanically bound water to be removed very quickly in a relatively small footprint machine or flow set.
Yep, and that's a great technology when it comes from the Yorkshire Water side as well. As we are now with Yorkshire Water, we import sludges out of about 700 sewage treatment works. So there are a number of sites which are particularly suitable for this kind of technology. And what that does for us is it means that instead of exporting, say, for one of our trial sites, 15,000 tonnes of sludge per year, it allows us to almost halve the movements of volume out of those sites, which means that we're not moving things, so we're not emissions, and we're also saving money on the transport as well.
So how does this help with Yorkshire Water's carbon reduction targets?
The impact of this trial is something that is quite a considerable impact to our emissions. So driving around Yorkshire moving sludge is something that does have, an emissions impact on the environment. And through just this trial site, without including further improvements, it's the equivalent of removing 40,000 kilograms of CO2 per year from our business as usual operation. So when that is scaled to different sites and more sites, it's something that will increase as well and scale by that.
Matthew, again, can you give us some details about the trial?
The timescale really with the trial, it was introduction to the Yorkshire Water Bioresources team back in June 2021, and we did a technology presentation there and discussions on the ISLE trial reservoir funding, which ran into sort of Q3. Then we did some potential site identification and visits, put together a proposal and trial planning, and then the trial commenced earlier this year and completed in summer 2022. Within the trial, there were clearly defined KPIs and process objectives, so both ourselves and Yorkshire Water were absolutely clear on what we were trying to achieve whilst on site.
Yeah, it was something that worked really well for us. So one of the issues historically we have in the water industry is a reluctance and a slow drive to actually embrace new technology. So the framework that was allowed for us for this piece of kit meant that we had a low risk opportunity to trial and demonstrate the value of a technology, but also linking it to the guaranteed purchase if that trial is successful. So we agreed all those KPIs and those targets of what would work and what would be successful for us. And it was a success through the summer. So in terms of turning things around within the water industry and committing to the purchase of one of these assets, it was a great turnaround and a great success for the site as well.
Richard, from Yorkshire Water's perspective as the customer, why do this?
There's a lot of technologies that offer improvements within the business. The benefit of this one was it gave us a clear and defined route from trialling the technology to actually implementing it. So having that defined route for us to travel down following a successful trial was something that allowed us to implement this technology into our core operating procedure on some sites. And it also unlocked the possibility for further instalments on the sites. So whilst we are contractually bound now to install on our trial site, we have got other sites that are suitable for this technology that we're actively pursuing. So that does mean that the cost of our operation for business as usual sludge transport is on some of these sites potentially halved, which in the current climate is something that's more important than ever, really.
Final comments to wrap up, and back to Matthew.
We're a relatively young company. Our technology and the innovation that we wanted to bring to the UK water industry, it can be a very complex and pretty slow route to market. There's quite a few hurdles to overcome to try and establish. No water company wants to be number one, whilst no water company wants to be the last one. So to try to get the technology in quickly, this was a super opportunity to work with Yorkshire Water to demonstrate the technology, and then, as Richard has said, to try and look at other implementations on different sites afterwards.
Thanks. And final comment from you, Richard.
the one thing that's been particularly beneficial through this trial process and through the the contract and all the way through to the successful, our commitment to purchase a unit, is that we've worked quite well. So the methodology of trialing and delivering this asset has been something that's been a two-way conversation. We've worked it together, and it's been very collaborative, which is particularly useful because it's collaboration that has a defined outcome as well, which is fantastic. So the delivery of something that we have faith in, that we have trust in, that's demonstrated its value for us, the delivery of something and actually getting the results, not just for a trial, but for the future, for the Yorkshire Water area as well, is something that is a particular highlight of what we've been doing this past year or so.
Well, Matthew Gibson, Richard Glossop, thank you very much.
Thank you.